Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Muhammad Amir bin Ashari. I will in charge in circuit theory labs, which I believe is the first lab for. Okay, for those who doesn't know me yet, okay, I'm Muhammad Amir bin Ashari. I'm currently is a coordinator of biomedical engineering programs, and my expertise in signal and image processing as well as artificial intelligence. And if you want to find any information regarding my research and all my research activity, you can refer to my website, and you can also use this QR code which is linked to my website. Okay, this is the general information about a circuit theory labs. Okay, it consists of 3 experiments. The first experiment is RL and RC series transient circuit, and then you have second experiment 2-port network, and then the last one is the Thevenin and Norton theorem. So I believe the lab coordinator, Mr. Arif, have already briefed you some information where during our second week, which is this week, you need to perform experiment 1 and experiment 2, and then the week 3 you need to do the experiment number 3. Okay, what are the other general information that you need to know? Because as we know, currently we are conducting this lab online, which is different from traditional way of conducting lab, which is face to face. So there's a few amendment that we need to do. Okay, instead of you just focus on reading the lab sheet, there's several amendment we need to highlight, so you are not confused between how actually we want to conduct this experiment online. Okay, the first one, please make sure that you submit your pre-lab for experiment 1 and experiment 2 during your week 2, which is this week. So the due date for this one is before the lab session end. You must submit that 2 pre-lab, which is experiment 1 and experiment 2. And then for pre-labs experiment 3, you need to submit the pre-lab during the week 3. So the due date is before the lab section of week 3. Okay. Okay, then please submit through the given link in the e-learning. So what are the given link? You can go to your e-learning. Okay, you can go to your e-learnings. So this is the link to submit your pre-lab 1 and 2, and this is the link that you will use to submit the pre-lab for experiment 3. And if you go to the links there, you can see that make sure that all submission is submitted in a single PDF file. Okay, your mark will be deducted if you submit if you do multiple PDF file submission. Okay, please compile all answers sheets into a single PDF file. Okay, I don't want to have more than one PDF file in one link, otherwise that will make me to deduct your marks there. Okay, other than that, okay, for online mode, all experiment need to be done using 2 simulators, which is number 1 is multi-sims, the second one is Tinkercad. Okay, the demonstration on how to use a multi-sim live as well as Tinkercad will be provided through your e-learning. Okay, later you can check the e-learnings where I already given you 3 video lecture actually. The first one is how to use multi-sim. The second and third video is related to the Tinkercad. Okay, what else? Okay, for result collection, or because once you conduct this experiment, you need to collect the result. Okay, for collecting the result, even all experiment need to be done in both multi-sim and Tinkercad. Please use a multi-sim live for experiment 1. Okay, because I want to have some consistent result. For experiment 1, you need to use a multi-sim to obtain the result, while for experiment 2 and experiment 3, you need to use a Tinkercad result as your result in your report. Okay, because I don't want to have some group using multi-sim result. I don't want one experiment some group use multi-sim, another group use Tinkercad. So to make it consistent, then experiment 1, you need to collect the result based on multi-sim, but for experiment 2 and 3, then you need to collect the result from the Tinkercad. Even in all these 3 experiments, you need to run it in both simulator. Okay, but for report, you must take experiment 1 from the multi-sim, and experiment 2 and experiment 3 using Tinkercad. And then just give you some awareness, please make sure that when you do the experiment, you need to do a print screen of the step you have done, so then you can put that print screen in your report later. And the last part there, you must make sure that, okay, once we finish all the experiment in this 2 weeks, you must submit a full report. Okay, the full report must be submitted in week 4, which is the week when you do the digital or the digital system lab. Okay, at that week, that is the due date for submitting the report for circuit theory. Okay, this is the last things that you need to remember. Please cooperate together within your teams, because what I want to do for this is not applicable for others experiment. It depends on the lecture. In circuit theory, I conduct in this way, meaning that please cooperate together within your team, because as by 10:30 AM in week 3, I will release the name of student, and this student actually need to prepare a video demonstration of one of the circuit in your lab sheet. So in this list, I will select it randomly. I will randomly select the list of name, and by 10:30 AM in week 3, I will release this name, and then I will give you until 12:30 AM in week 3 to prepare a video demonstration to how to simulate might be one of the circuit from the experiment, either experiment 1, experiment 2, or experiment 3, and then you need to prepare a video demonstration on how to do that, either using multi-sim or using a Tinkercad. So that's why you will see that some students will need to do that circuit using multi-sim. Some students will be selected to do a video demonstration about a circuit using a Tinkercad. So that is how I want to access how you manage to, you can manage your teamworks or not, and as well as I want to make sure everybody is participate in your experiment activity. Every teammate is a participate in the team activity. So if I select someone which is might fail to conduct the experiment in the given experiment later, then I assume that group is not perform well in terms of team working and the participation, in terms of participation. So your mark will deduct at that point. So then we make sure that everybody alert and everybody know how to simulate all circuit in lab 1, lab 2, and lab 3 using multi-sim as well as Tinkercad. So this is the specification of video demonstration letter you need to submit. Okay, the duration must not more than 5 minutes. If you make the video too long, then I will deduct the mark, because I don't want to check the very long video, because a lot of student I need to check. So that's why I ask you to limit your video duration up until 5 minutes. And the second things inside the video, you must also include the webcam showing your face presenting, because I don't want other people represent the person that I assign that task. So to make sure it's validate, so I want you to include as well your face presenting how you demo that. Okay, and then to prepare this video, you can use a lot of open source and free online video lecture video lecture software. Okay, one of it is OBS. You can also use a Skinomatic. Okay, you can also use anything that you know. Just make sure that the video containing a screen showing you how you demo to us, how you do the circuit, as well inside the video you must include the webcam showing your face presenting that video. Okay, I think that's some briefing about how to do your first experiment, which is a circuit theory. So is there any question you can later ask during the lab session? Okay, you can start earlier. If you see this video, you can start earlier, and you can also start during the lab session. Okay,